Okay, you're going to be learning how to do the Tier 2 Data Analyst Summary Report. And this is an optional worksheet that you can use to help you do your analysis for reporting out at the Tier 2 meeting. So let me get these doohickeys out of the way. And okay, so I just got my form out. I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to name it something that makes sense to me. So I'm going to put today's date, and I'm going to put Tier 2 SECO summary. All right, you could put the meeting date in there, however you want to do it, whatever works best for you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my SECO data. And so I want to go to, this is a demo account, so none of these names are real. And so this isn't anyone's privacy that I'm divulging here. Anyway, so you want to go to SECO and you're on your dashboard, and this is what you'll see. You'll see the student names listed here. You can scroll down. Then you have this weird looking graph, which I always ignored because I didn't know how to read it, but you're going to learn how to read it today. So this is called a whisker graph, I guess because it looks like whiskers. So we're going to pick a date range for this. So I'm going to use last year because we're kind of still early in the year. Okay, so this is your whisker graph down here. We're going to take a closer look at it. So we're going to go to View Reports and click here. And we're going to click on SECO Schoolwide. There's my whisker graph. I'm going to expand it out. Now this is when I can pick dates. So I'm just going to go a year ago. You'll have specific dates that you want to look at, but just to make it easy, I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to change the year. Okay, I need to generate a graph. Okay, so there I have for that month's time. And so now the very top says date range. So I'm going to put in the date. So it was 9/7/21 to 10/5/21. So to know your possible data days, you just need to count the days down here. I already did, so you wouldn't have to painstakingly watch me count. So this is 21 possible days of data. Right. Now, what I want to look at is the average daily points. So I'm going to come back up here to, nope, that's not where I wanted to go. There we go. Average daily points. Under SECO Reports, average daily points. And you'll notice they're coming up here in tabs. I opened them more than once, so I'll get rid of these. But so I can flick back and forth. So there's the first one I looked at. Here's the next one. Okay, now this has student names. Now remember, these aren't real students. So I want to go back to the correct date range. Make sure you stay in your date range. Okay, and generate the report. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look for students who have 15 or more days in SECO. So I have this kid here, Brian Bender. I've got Chris Black. I've got Dana Jarvis, Zach, Larry, Nick, Nikki, and Serena. Okay, so I want to see how many of those have more than, have 80% or better. Now, if they're close, we can still count them. So we're going to put in my graph, in my chart, I'm going to put the first student who is close or at 80%. So it's this green line here. Now, Russ Harden only has 11 days, so let's talk about him in a minute. Here's one that's almost, let's show values on the graph and generate it again. So this kid's at 79%. So I'm going to look down here. So this is Zach Creek. I think they messed up when they put the names in. I think there's some, I doubt if the kid's first name is Creek. So Zach Creek. Okay, days with data. He has 21 days of data and he's at 79%. what did I say? 21 days of data. Okay, his goal is 80%. His average daily points are 79. I'm going to stop there for now. Okay, then I'm going to look at Serena Johnson. She has 20 days. Her goal is 80%. And she has 81% for her average daily points. Let's do percent so we don't get confused, because he doesn't get 79 points a day. Percent. Okay. Now we're going to look for ones that have 10 or more days of data, but they're below 80%. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a lot of them, so I'm not going to make you painstakingly go through this with me. So I'm just going to pick 2. So I'm going to do Alec, because he's, well, the red flag ones, well, this one's only been in a day, so we won't worry about him. And this one's only been in a day, so we'll wait on them. You might have some red flag students that they've been in like 8 or 9 days and their average is super low. Alec, he is kind of in that situation, but he's had 11 days. So let's put him in there. I'll just do first name. He's been in 11 days. His goal is 80%. And his average daily points are at 32%. Okay, and we'll pick one more. Let's see. Next one up on the list is Carly Dubois. She's been in for 14 days. Her goal is 80%. And she has, where'd she go? 40% right now. Oops. It's not many. 40%. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go to the next report. So go back to your Seco button and you're going to do student count. Okay, again, we're going to change this date and this date. So we go back to our regular ones. We're going to pick a student. So we want Zach Creek. Okay, let's just do a search. They have a students. Zach. Oh, where did he go? Oh, wait. Hold on. No. There he is. It's probably going too fast. Okay. So his goal is 80%. And so let's generate his chart. And why didn't it generate? There we go. Okay, so this is a plot graph. So the green ones are, oh, maybe this is from his old goal line. Maybe he has a different goal line. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. Okay, now all the green ones are above. Okay, so his thing is actually 70%. So, all right. So, oops, there we go. I just made a bigger by accident. Okay, so if you look here, these are his percentage of total points, daily percentage. These are the days and dates down here, and over here is his ODR count. So if he got any ODRs on those days, they would show up here. Okay, so most of his days are in the green, and his general trend is upward. It started out below 80%, and now it's above 80%. Okay, and so then we want to look at the period report. So we're going to do student period report, 21 to 21. And it's for Zach again. show values on the graph and we will generate. Okay, so this is his period report. So he's doing really well. The periods he does best in is periods 5 and 6. So most success periods 5 and 6. His least successful periods are, first period. Any other concerns? Has he had any new behavior referrals? No. Okay, so then we can also look at single period. So what do we say? His least success was in first period. So Zach, and we're going to do period 1. And let's generate that one. Okay, so he had quite a few days where his goal wasn't met, and he still gets periodic times when it's not met. So he seems to really be struggling in first period. Let's see, he has 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 low. And what did I say? 9? Well, I'll just say high. Okay. So that might be a concern that we'll look at before we decide if he's going to graduate out. Okay, let's look at one who's having trouble so you can see how that works. So let's go back here to, let's see. All right, so let's go back here to student count, and we're going to change this guy to Alec. And we're going to generate his same dates are in there. So he has 1 ODR. You can see it comes up to 1 here. And he's getting better, but he's still struggling. So let's look at him by period. Okay, so the period that he seems to have the most trouble in, okay, his most successful period is first period. So we'll put 1 for him. And then his least successful period is 5. Okay, and he does have a behavior referral, so we're going to say yes. Oops, yes. And then let's look at his single period report. Okay, so this is the period that he got the ODR in, but it was a while back. So he's not gotten any more ODRs, but he's really struggling in first period. So, so we'll say that ODR was, what's that, like almost 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, still struggling. Okay, notice these boxes wrap, so they'll get bigger. Makes that a little wonky, but whatever. Okay, so anyway, so that is how you do that. Now, this down here is a sample sentence for your summary sentence. So you can actually cram a lot of information in here. So you can use it as a guide. So over the past 4 weeks, or you can say from the first date to the second date, we had how many students participating in SECO, the average percent or the mean. Oh, I forgot to show you that. Okay. The average percent is back here at your school-wide. This is your average right here. And you can watch the average and see if it goes up. So the averages started out here and ended here. So the trend is upward. So that's good. So you would mention an upward trend. And then you'll say how many students have 15 days of data that are averaging 80% or more. And then you can add extra information like how many are above 85% if you have them. And then how many students you have with 10 or more days of data. And then you can write your recommendations and that in here. So, and your summary statement goes up here. So you would take the sample one and just change the words to make it match what you looked at for your summary. And that will help you when you report out to the Tier 2 team. And you can also grab any of these charts to show. You just use your snipping tool and you just grab the data right there. And you can add it into reports, into PowerPoint, whatever you want to do. That's it. That's how you do the Tier 2 data analyst report, summary report.